Ugh, chum. Always so chumpy, you can carve it.
Go for it. At Cusack's Sunday sale, the specials are extra special value. For example, these steel frame lounge suites with quality leather covers are exceptional value. The Fifth Avenue high-back suite in all leather is only $3,299. The Brooklyn three-piece setting in all leather is a low $2,600. The Bronx three-piece two-seater setting in all leather just $1,995. Go for it at Cusack's Sunday sale from 10 a.m. at the Fishwick store.
Come with us, out of the age of the ordinary, into a new dimension of exciting living, with A.V. Jennings, the age of garden baths, luxurious, sensuous, plush private rooms to pamper, master bedrooms, spacious, secluded, flaunting features, fresh, functional, elegant, extraordinary. High vaulted ceilings, dramatic, different, superb creators of light and space. Striking exteriors, warm, open interiors. Surprising designs you can't compare. A taste of things to come. Proof of A.V. Jennings' leadership in sales and innovation.
And now, A.V. Jennings' newest display home, the Riverside, is open this weekend in Cornwall. Come and see how far we've taken home design with pizzazz.
Look at that tuna. Hey, ask him if he knows John West.
John West はここでマグロ買ったんですか?
John West. それは最高のマグロだけど、アルバニーでとか。
He knows them. He says the tuna is the best. He says most of it comes from near Albany.
Albany? Australia. Albany? Well, what am I doing here?
He said he doesn't know.
Now, John West buy the best tuna in the world, wherever it is.
Chamonix Philippe, the premier producer of fireplaces in France, is now in Australia. Chamonix Philippe brings you a new generation of fireplaces. A sliding glass door allows you to open up and enjoy the pleasure and atmosphere of an open fireplace, or close the door and discover the efficiency of slow combustion. Chamonix Philippe fireplaces are available in 120 models and will heat up to 30 squares. Their factory-trained staff can install or convert your existing fireplace. Chamonix Philippe, 57 Townsville Street, Fishwick.
Goldstein, if that contract isn't here in 20 minutes, we'll look like turkeys.
Introducing Fast Forward from Australian Cargo. Now there's no faster way to get it there, same day.
Take me back where I belong. Goodyear always takes me home. When the day is done, take me where I wanna be.
For the world of driving conditions in Australia, Goodyear has a tyre that performs like no other in the world.
Never matters how far I go.
Goodyear Vector with a crisscross tread for maximum grip in any conditions.
Goodyear, take me home.
Pizza Hut.
Good morning and welcome to ABC Television via OSAT Domestic Satellite on this Wednesday the 16th of December 1987. In a few moments it's Cartoon Carnival.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the stream. And hopefully this one goes a fair bit better than it did last time. But still Pokemon, so let's just jump straight back in. And I don't remember where we got up to. Yeah, is this gonna... Nope. It should be. Down, left, right. Start, select. B, A, left, right. There we go. Oh, yes. So I believe we're going after the flying badge at the moment. Yep. You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I want to sell, so I can look at what I've got. So, 15 super potions, a couple of hypers. Doing fine-ish. Items did we have again? PP up, no. HP up, speed. Okay, so glad the stream is back up. Yeah, same. Because oh boy. Alright, let's have a look at these vitamins. HP up. Let's give it to Lily, I believe. Carbos for speed. And Schubert. Is my tag dirty? Oh, I should cleanse it though. No one has a link cable anymore, kid. I'm probably nowhere near the actual level suggestion, let alone a requirement for this gym. But we're gonna have a quick look. Maybe Link does. Yeah, no, fair. Can't run on wood. Ooh, what have you got? Oh. Secret base stuff. Genuinely love the little animation on the rope bridge. I mean, yeah, this was the first one on the Game Boy Advance, so they kind of went all out for it, especially when it comes to trumpets. Nope. This is also the first game that added abilities, so they've got a whole bunch of new animation. It's pretty good. Alrighty, let's give it a try. Like, I am not confident at all, so I'm actually gonna save. And also drop a sneaky save, because If it doesn't go well, I'll just be reloading. This is more like a trial. Good luck. Oh boy, I'll need it. See, we're not far off, but this is the first trainer. And of course I'd use a ground move, not a rock move, because I'm an idiot. Sadly must sleep. Good night. Have a good night. See, because that's not great. We will log it as an actual event, though. Now, is that gonna actually log it, is the question. Worst case, I'll keep count. Nightshade will do 25 damage. Oh yes, because it's also a normal type. Awesome. And that's now going to be another feint. I mean, at the very least, it's going to die. This we know. Yeah. Alright, let me see if I need to activate the bot again. Everyone can enjoy the good music. Log in. Again, things I should have thought about at the time. I never claimed to be clever. In fact, I think on multiple occasions, I've gone out of my way to say I am not clever. Cloudbot on. There we go. So now it should track. And I'll pop it again in a second. That's probably too soon. So, there. Alright. Now we're back on track. As I close the keyboard. There we go. Shouldn't have bothered actually with Ancient Power. I just got excited because it was a rock type move. Well. So it's been just long enough that I can't fully remember the puzzles and whatnot. Huh. Wouldn't have picked that to do more damage than Ancient Power, but here we are. Well, I know what move I'm using then. come on. Let's pump some soup. Yes. Like, it's 50 exactly. Why would I not? Can't do that. Have to do that. Okay. That one to that one. Wait. Why do I need that anyway? Ah, yes. That would be why. Look, remember how I literally just said that I can't remember any of the puzzles or anything? I think that might be a touch loud. Mixer. Turn that down a touch. There we go, that at least looks like it's mixing a bit better. Well, let's get back to icing. Yeah, I think there's not a chance that we're actually ready. Oh, that must suck for you. Like, I'm realistic about our chances, and yeah, they're not great. Especially when things like that happen. But I assumed that we would have been caught in a healing loop. You know, heal up that damage, and because of that they've then used that opportunity to do it again. If memory serves, I think Mawile is just a temporary hire, basically. I don't think that they're projected for the final party. No, they are not. But that's okay. Just means we can get some use out of them while we can. Because maybe some experienced players out there might be able to tell what I'm missing from this lineup. And don't be a smartass and say like a competitive team. Hopefully that's enough time for the answer to be revealed as someone who can use fly. But yes, that is the last spot on the team is for someone to fly. And obviously, you know, any strength we can get out of that along the way would be nice. Just double checking the frames and all. Astonish. Well, that certainly didn't do much at all. What about dropping acid? A great pastime for anyone involved. Maybe even the police? Well, let's try... Well, we're not going to do it this turn. Well, let's see how Bullet Seed treats us. Probably not well, I would imagine. I mean, it'll do neutral damage, because it's effective against water, but weak against flying. Which is why Wing Attack is doing neutral damage to us, because rock and grass. And I just noticed on the stream overlay, I'm going to need to mess with the team to lower it just a touch. There we go. Because there was just a little bit showing of the other bar, which is the typing, which we don't need. But people were complaining about not being able to see the rest of the relevant information easily. So this way gives us the best of everything that's relevant. At least everything that's relevant that can be shown on this version of the overlay. Because there's a few different styles, and like they're more informative for people. Like it shows what moves they have, or like natures or held items, things like that. But they also look bad, at least to my eyes. It's not the style I like, because it's mostly vertical. And I think the way that the stream is set out now is pretty good. Again, at least the way I like it. But maybe this is all outdated thinking. Everyone's VTubing and like face camming and everything, and it's like, well, you know, it doesn't... The streamer is part of the entertainment, that's fair, but it's not the whole package. The game is still relevant, so you can't get rid of that, and, you know, it depends on how much you're obscuring with all your fancy, like, bit donations or, you know, weird effects or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old school to understand the youths. But it's like, the way I feel is, if you're gonna do like a VTuber thing, maybe just put your face out there. Unless like you have a good reason to not do that. Because some people do have very valid reasons to not do that. It's like, I used a camera for my first stream ever. And the first chat message I ever got was insulting how I look. And it's like, well, I mean, you know, I'm not there for that. But it's also realizing the way my face moves. Just like expression-wise. When I get into a game, I don't blink as much. I just sort of zone out from time to time instead of constantly talking. All of which makes for a very dull viewing experience. So rather than waste space on something that people won't appreciate or enjoy, why not you know, use that space to make better visuals or, you know, more relevant information. But again, maybe that's just me being old and not getting it. But that's the way things seem to me anyway. Oh yeah, we lost him a while, I forgot about that. Yeah, agreed, overlay extras are fine when they add something, but they really need to be adding something. Exactly. And hey, Reading Cookies, first time chat from you. How you doing? But yeah, it's like, I know that I'm not actually properly built for streaming. Like, I haven't got the correct personality to succeed. But I'm not here for super success, super stardom, whatever. I'm just here to have fun. If that makes things weird for people, tough. I don't know, that's why I'm playing these games without any challenges as well. Because it's like, people just don't do that anymore. Like, it's either the newest game where no one knows anything, or it's some kind of a challenge. And that's not why I'm here. I don't know. As I said, I don't fully get it. It's not for me. It's good for people who it is for, but those people are not me. Alright, so going into this gym battle with one Pokemon and not the greatest amount of healing or backup. And out-leveled. We need to... What's bulk up to again? No, that's switch. I think that's physical moves. Yeah, attack and defense. Well, I mean, flying is a physical type, so it's not going to hurt. I mean, maybe we'll get lucky and use Peck or something. It's like both of us are just setting up. So she's on 3, I am on 2 going to 3. But I'm getting attack and defense, whereas that's just evasiveness. Which technically isn't a real stat, but here we are. And yeah, oh yes, firefighting. Forgot about that. That might have even knocked me out had I not been boosting it. Fun. I wonder if that's her signature move. Soup? Because it's certainly feeling like it. Alright, we've got to at least try to get on the attack a bit. At least we know we can take, I think, even a crit? No. I mean, that's pretty good on the timing. Alrighty, let's run it back, because technically that was just a test. But now we know, yeah, we are not ready. Where's the... Oh, we don't need it, because we didn't do it. I mean, I assume because it is either going to rain or very sunny. And not because, like, 2 mythical Pokemon are going to make that happen. No, they're not mythical, they're legendary. Mythical is, like, Mew or Jirachi or things like that. Does Victini count? I can't remember what the actual, like, requirements for it are. If it's like, oh, you know, they were only given away in events. It's something like that. Yes, I will. Like, obviously there's like an in-canon answer. But, yeah, I think that's how they classify it, is if a Pokemon was basically only ever distributed as an event, rather than anything in-game. I don't know, maybe I'm way off base on that. I can't even remember if that's something that, like, I've read or am just making up and fake remembering it. Like, you know how that happens where you're, like, making up your own memories? Ah. Yep, legendaries can be encountered through gameplay, mythical or external. So I thought it was something like that, but I wasn't sure. Thank you for checking. So I guess today is just going to be a gym prep stream rather than progress. Because at least now we have an idea of what we're up against, we're back in the swing of things, haven't taken like 2 months off or something. When was the last stream? I don't know. I'm quickly gonna try and check when the last stream was, because it's probably very depressing. Soup. 2nd of September. Yeah. Whoops. I mean, look, not for lack of trying. But as you can see, tech issues still abound. But I'd rather the intermittent freezing and stuttering than not working at all. But in between, like, attempted hospital stays and pain and illness and scheduling issues, oh boy. Like, technically, I'm already meant to be asleep because I have a doctor's appointment in the morning and that requires a long drive. But here I am. You know, trying to do at least partially right by everyone here. Because it's like, I want to get through these games too. And not just like to get through them, but to, you know, play and enjoy them. And hopefully other people are enjoying this as well as I'm going through it. And for those people, it's just like, well, you know, I'm trying my best and want to make the experience worth it. Who needs some free experience? Baltoy. I mean, it's not much free experience, but still. What do you got for me? Magneton and Leodred. He's probably got Levitate by now. But let's give it the old college try. Not so smart after all. Wonder what ability he has then. What abilities can Magneton even have? Theoretically, I should at least have an idea. They didn't say that about Ruby, they said it about Oras. I mean, it's basically the same game. And I don't know, was it the... I think it was the original review. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Because I remember, again, not sure if I'm making this up or not, I remember reading the article and it's like, well, new to the Game Boy Advance. Weird UI. As in the stream overlay or the game? Because I can't do much about one. What are we doing? Probably just fire script by now. Yep. Sonic Boom. Yeah, close enough. Come on. There we go. I wish it wouldn't do that. Oh yeah, because that's, as a joke, it's like, oh, I wasn't even paying attention. I remembered the battle UI being different. I mean, maybe it's in Fire Red Leaf Green, they changed it up a bit. Well, you know, you kind of stunk up the joint. Too used to add the Emerald UI, yeah. So that's what I mean. It's like, it doesn't take much to be just that different enough to be, like, weird to the brain. And I don't know what it is about this setup, but it's like cutting the sounds in half. Anyway, back to the grind. So if her opener is 31, I'm estimating maybe 40-ish for her closer. Luckily, we can fix that. It's like, I'm gonna make you earn it. And that sucks for you. Did you hear about the kid who tried to grab Fog? Yeah, missed. Ooh. I've also got Barboach here holding the Macho Brace, so that theoretically should help with some the stat growths. Because it's like, I don't get too in the weeds on all the IVs and EVs and the Pokemon EV or anything like that. It's like, that's for competitive players. I'm just here for a fun time. Here for a good time, not a long time, as they say. So that one actually saved me, that little stutter, because I was going to do Magnitude again. It's like, I don't need to waste something ostensibly that strong. Now you are poison, which I think takes it from ground, which makes it neutral, theoretically. Yes. No. Pretty good move, that one. Oh, that's right. I think I've got an antidote. Yes. I have several. And some soup. Because it'll change color to the type of move that you use on it. So I'm planning ahead to try to not kill it. Because, I don't know, I like Kecleon. I know a lot of people don't rate it or care about it, but I think it's cool. Interesting gimmick that people have to kind of plan around for. But, you know, understandably a bit annoying. That means it doesn't get the stab bonus from, and I know bonus is already in the acronym, but it doesn't get that from the Fury Swipes. Which I guess doesn't matter too much. See, there was no catch effects or sound. No. Oh, hey. Funny. What have we got? 33.77. Yeah. Couple of potions will do it. What level are you? 29. Let's get everyone up to 30. That'll round us out for perhaps another trial run, but I think a decent attempt. I wouldn't know. I think some moves are more effective when it's flying. Like, I think Thunder works a lot better. It's like, I know Thunder when it's raining is more effective. Well, not more effective, more accurate, I should say. I wonder if he's got Shedinja as well. Because if you've only got 3 Pokemon and one of them is Ninjask, it's not too much to, like, suspect that one of them, you know, was created at the same time. It is an interesting gimmick, though. Shedinja being just the shell that's left behind after an evolution. Coughing. Bleh. That's not a shell of an insect at all. Yep. I was like, he'll probably have Levitate. Surprising that Magneton didn't, actually. That I'm remembering it. But then, as I mentioned, it's like I can't remember what else it might have had. Ah, well, that's another good reason to get to level 30, I suspect. You know, all things considered, I'll take it. Look at his dopey little face. He doesn't know what's going on. Not a thought in his head. Yep. What have you got? Soft sand, good for ground moves. Yeah, that's fine. Look, I'm trying, alright? Yeah, I wonder who assigns those titles. Because it's like, who decides that she's a cool trainer? You know, is it self-chosen or what? Because if it is self-chosen, it's like, that's a little presumptuous. Yeah. And it's like, I guess even with the beauty, it's like, well, who's the judge? You know, it's like, oh, you know, anyone with half a mind of taste could tell. But it's like, yeah, but who's actually doing the judging on whether or not someone is a beauty versus something else? Just to say, for example, the old lady isn't beautiful. Wow. Kinda getting wrecked. But this is why we do training. Wow, and that was a critical. Oh boy. I wonder how much PP Water Pulse has. Probably like 70. Maybe we'll get through this on just, like, HP tanking. But I don't think so, honestly. Part of me is just like, and this is the end of the run. It's like, no, this isn't a roguelike, and it's certainly not a Nuzlocke. So I don't know where that thought's coming from. Who's decent? We'll give Shupert another try. Because all it really needs is to get a curse off, realistically. But also, not that I'm complaining, but it's like the warning alarm of like being nearly dead doesn't work. You can kind of hear it, but it's not really there. Alright. Down to brass tacks. There we go. Obviously? I mean, I don't know if that's obvious. Let's get back to town. Get some healing in us. see if we can watch TV. We certainly can. Well, I would certainly hope so. Oh yeah. Is there really? Look, you're asking for an entire philosophy to be boiled down to a single word, and you won't even let us, like, have free will over that word. You give us a predetermined list of safe for school words, rather than, you know, letting us issue a manifesto live on air. You know what, actually, let's drop a quick save. I'm gonna, like, it's a bit early, but I'm going to throw it to the ads. Gonna get a quick drink and all, and I'll see you back here in the next, what, 3 minutes-ish? Stay right there.
No worries, she'll be right. Fair dinkum Aussie pizza. Topped with freshly beaten eggs and a generous helping of crisp bacon slices. The new Aussie pizza is just too good to last. So give one a go before May the 3rd, because after that, they'll be gone.
Struth.
Coo-ee.
Now, there's a new beer from Carlton, Australia's leading brewer. Carlton has perfected a way to brew a full-bodied beer and then take out most of the alcohol, leaving the famous Carlton taste. That's a special beer. That's new Carlton Special Light from one of the world's great brewers. For the times when a special light is right.
McDonald's had the #1 taste in chicken, so start dipping. McDonald's chicken McNuggets, they're the biggest and the best. Chicken McNuggets in packs are 6, 9, and 20. They're a step ahead of the rest. Tender boneless chicken McNugget dipping. For delicious sauces just there for the dipping. It's a good time for the great taste. Chicken McNuggets of McDonald's.
Announcing Canberra's biggest ever tube plant sale.
Hello, I'm Rodney. Every home deserves a beautiful garden. This weekend, Rodney's are having Canberra's biggest ever tube plant sale with thousands of baby plants to choose from. They've been carefully nurtured to grow into beautiful shrubs and trees to give you many years of pleasure. So don't miss out on 10 baby plants for $17.99. That's right, $17.99. Available this weekend at the new Rodney's of Canberra and the Rodney's of picturesque Pialigo.
Where am I? Wow, an Australian-made McFadden kit home. This 8.5 square, 3-bedroom, fully lined house sells for only $11,900 back home. That's value. And the garage is only $1,950. Magnificent. Must be my girl Friday.
With Intopost's facsimile service, you can send your important papers almost anywhere in Australia in 2 hours. So your documents can be in 2 places at the same time. Interpost, the fastest mail on Earth.
This used Holden has identical mileage to this Holden. Yet one commands a higher used value because one has a better record, a record of authorised Holden service. It pays to be Holden-wise.
Every time you pump Ampol petrol into your tank, you're pumping money back into the development of ways to help other Australians. Like a fleet of prawn fishermen up north. They needed an oil that would dramatically cut down engine deposits, while while still handling all the big power transmission and hydraulic jobs. Only one oil company would take on this special challenge and meet it. With the Australian company, you're not just buying petrol, you're buying a stake in Australia.
And welcome back. Yeah. Yes. And do we need any? Yes, we do. I'm like, oh, do we need anything? Oh yeah. And I think we've gotten rid of all the expensive sellables. And we can get rid of the macho brace now, I think. Because having stronger water moves is probably better. I mean, it's not going to be by much, but it's something. Alright, back to the fields. Go this way. Yeah, just that little extra detail as we found out earlier in the stream. Just, you don't need to make the bridges move like that, but you did. And that shows just that little bit extra level of care. You can get ice beamed. I wonder if it's a standard rate of effectiveness, or if, like, you know what I mean, does ice affect birds the same as grass, or more or less? It's interesting to think about anyway, for me. Look, it's impossible that you know that we're going to be awake. So, if you do sleep powder again, okay, fine. Alright, you are cheating. Like, that's... There has to be something on the back end that lets them decide what move they're doing after you've made your decision. It's not a simultaneous thing. And I think I remember hearing about that, but it's like, I don't know for sure. See, you knew that we were waking up, so you had sleep powder ready to go. But you missed the timing. I know I keep, like, having to mute every now and then, but just getting over a week of having a cold. So there's still just that little bit of a cough that's lingering. It's like, I can tell by the sound of my voice when a cough is coming up, not even like by feel. This is like the mucus in the throat gets that little bit thicker. And then, yeah, it's just have to go away for a sec. The tiny differences between Emerald and Ruby mess with my brain. Yeah, that came up earlier, actually. It's like, oh, that's a weird UI. It's like, well, it's what Ruby had. Oh, that was you? Was it? Oh, different account, maybe. just because it popped up with the first time chat thing. Well, either way, welcome back. Lotad is so cute. I mean, might look a little bit better if it wasn't being squashed by a leaf. Like, you know what I mean? It looks like that leaf is way too heavy. So you nearly fell into the trap of getting into that rhythm. If it didn't have the lily pad, it would just be a platypus. I mean, maybe, but aren't platypuses cool? Platypi? Platypodes? Platypus? No. Not going there. I did learn that, what's here, that every trainer has 4 item slots. And usually they only have, like, 1, maybe maximum 2. Except for some gym leaders. Platypia blue when under ultraviolet light. Yeah. Have you heard about humans? Apparently we have stripes. Lance having 4 full restores, yep. The rich kids having, I think, 2? But that's as part of their gimmick. It's like, oh, I have money. What am I doing? What am I doing? What have I done? Get nature powered. Ow. So I mean, yes, this stream will end a little bit shorter than typical, but as mentioned, I do have an early morning appointment that I was meant to be asleep for 2 hours ago. Gen 1 trainers could use infinite full restores, yeah. And that's not even the closest thing to the most, like, bugged code in that game. Or those games, I should say. Gen 2 had some fun ones with all the Pokeballs and things like that. Well, Nuzleaf is just going to be fireable. The crit rates, missing no, the Mew glitch. Yep. See, I like the Mew glitch, not Mew glitch, missing no, because it's a combination of like 2 or 3 glitches working against each other. Because it's like, it substitutes the player character for the old man in the catching tutorial. Mew was never under the truck, That's a shame, isn't it? But yeah, it substitutes the player for the old man. It involves specific combinations of the name entered as the player character to generate junk data. And it, the poor coding on Cinnabar Island that lets you catch Pokemon from any terrestrial zone. whatever the last place is that you fought a Pokemon at. The Professor Oak battle, yep. Even though that one technically isn't a glitch, it's more like removed content, as far as I'm aware. Oh, that was a bit of a waste anyway. What else? Well, there's something here anyway. God, yeah, the critical hits. It's like, oh, if you used focus energy or a dire hit, it's just like, yeah, no, you've just crippled your critical hit rates. Nice job, idiot. What do I want? Rock. Now ice. See, the thing about the Professor Oak battle that stands out to me is that he has all three of the starters. It's like, well, ostensibly, there's only, like, one of them. Except not in, you know, in reality there should be more. So it's like, why do you, the protagonist, get, the super rare, one-of-a-kind Pokemon? Like, just give them a regular Pokemon like literally anyone else in the world would have. It's like theoretically anyone can win when they're given the cream of the crop, but it takes a real champion to win with, you know, basically a Rattata. And I'm not talking about Joey. But it's like, that is a Pokemon that exists, is fairly common, you know, a lot of people have them. But what makes the player character so special? You know, that they're not just the chosen one or what have you. I don't know, it's issues I've had with the storytelling such as it is in Pokemon for a good while. It's like, you are always, you know, the destined... Professor Oak should fight you when you use the bike indoors. Yeah, it's like, hey look, I gave you some good chances. But yeah, it's like, you are from, I would say, Crystal onwards, basically. It's like, you are the chosen one who has to, you know, go through the entire adventure because you're the special one. Actually, like in Scarlet and Violet, the champion role isn't unique. Yeah. I mean, you're still very connected to the plot. But, like, that feels a bit better. If only they did the story better to go with the open worldness. Because the open world is fine, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like Pokemon. Especially when you can just avoid the battles and, you know, just throw whatever's with you, like, into the wild. The level scaling is weird, yup. But better than Gen 2. That was some weird scaling. It's like, oh, you know, the Elite Four are level 60 or whatever, or level 50. The closest wild Pokemon to that is level 30. Good luck training. And I think, like, obviously Red has the strongest Pokemon in the game. But even then, it's like I was still 20 levels lower and won. It's like, what does that even mean then? I don't know, maybe I'm looking too far into it. I should just follow my own advice and shut up and enjoy it. Having to adjust from a painful back, it's like, no good. Don't get old. Yeah. That'll do it. What are we up against? Well, let's try Schubert again. I should remember to get a little bit closer to the mic when I'm trying to ease up on the back. Good. You intelligent trainer. Wonder if that cured the confusion as well. Probably. Yeah. Bayonet is cool, I like it. Yeah. And it's not one that I've ever used a lot, because whenever I played through originally, I would always have my party set by now. And it's like, well, I'm not getting rid of the ones I like to use. So I made a concerted effort to go through and try and work out Pokemon I hadn't used at all. Ever play Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? Yes. I think I've got Omega Ruby, and my brother has Alpha Sapphire. I mean, easy enough to check. It's in my drawer just here. Although I do think I stole his copy of the game as well. It's Heart Gold. Pokemon Y, Mystery Dungeon, Dragon Ball Fusions. Metopia, Etrian Odyssey. And what's in this stack? A second copy of Pokemon Y, Moon, Etrian Odyssey 4, the movies. I don't know, it's around here somewhere. I've got the original cart somewhere in this place. Groudon had got the short end of the stick in Omega Ruby, had to swim. But at least they got the orbs right for the parallel universe they'd created. And that's like canon, that's a split multiverse now. And I wonder which one Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield and all are in. If they're in the primal timeline or the original. I wonder who the blue orb belongs to. It must be this giant red lizard. Yeah. But by the same token, I can kind of see a little bit of an argument for that. It's like, well, you know, why would giving it the same power awaken it when it hasn't for ages. It's like maybe it will react to its opposite. You know, it's not a great reasoning, but I can kind of see an argument for it. Ooh, Nugent. Secret base. This is where I remember I don't have fly, so getting back's gonna be fun. Yeah, sure. I can't remember fighting you the first time. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to do much, but it did more than I expected to. Mega Rayquaza should have needed an item to Mega Evolve. Did it not have the stone or whatever that, like Rayquaza-ite or whatever? I don't know, it's been a while since I played that. I think I played it on release and that's it. There is no Rayquaza. Also no green orb. Is there? Huh. I thought there was like at least a reference to it, but like it was already in place. Only needs Dragon Ascent to ever evolve. I mean, yeah, mechanically. But I wonder what the lore reason behind that is. Maybe it's in times of stress it just overloads it, like in times of great crises. Should have given him an item called Meteor or something since he ate his Mega Stone. Well, then there's your answer. He's just got it inside him. He has the item at all times. It's like, what's here? The Beazor or whatever it is? The stones inside a goat's stomach that help them digest food. But, yeah, it's like, well, he's got his Mega Stone. Maybe it's the green orb. Probably has more stones inside him. Oh yeah. Like, you don't get that big without eating a whole bunch of rocks. Even just for fun. It's like, I'm gonna eat that mountain. Why? I don't know. He eats meteors. Yeah, well, again, the perfect answer, because he's the one that can go into space, so he's protecting the Earth from meteor strikes. And for like any that either don't get hit by any sort of beam blasting or anything, or like, you know, it still gets broken up, but not quickly enough. It's like, yeah, down the hatch. I remember listening to a podcast where one of the hosts was like, you know, given it enough time, I could eat the Taj Mahal. And the other two hosts are just going, no, you can't. Like, that is not biologically possible, let alone with the amount of time that you have left to live. If Hyper Beam doesn't work, it just turns into a drill. Yeah, but then you have all the, like, the shrapnel. And you wouldn't want the shrapnel to go everywhere, so you know, you just pick up the pieces, so to speak. I can't remember if these are ones I planted or not. I don't know if it's been enough time. but the eclectic mix makes me think that maybe. Because it's like I wouldn't have put anything useful because I would have wanted to keep it. He could eat it if he had infinite time and didn't have any biological functions. Yeah, exactly. It's like, but even if you give him the infinite time, you know, there's only so much stone that one man can eat. And it is not a large amount. It is certainly not the amount of the Taj Mahal. I don't know, this is also the same guy that, I don't know which story to pick. Jesus. Him and his family got their dog a steak for his birthday, and then got very mad at the dog when it didn't look like it appreciated it. You can cut grass, yeah. If I had cut. But I didn't want to weigh anyone down and I couldn't remember where the move deleter was. So I'm like, I'll just stick it on something that's gonna be a party filler just for the moment. I tell you, so many weird stories about this guy. I don't know where to start. He's a cancer survivor because a pig kicked him in the testicles. And that's how he got cancer. He got a fake one put in, so he didn't notice it missing when he decided to scratch himself. But they even made a podcast episode about that because, you know, the surviving means it's funny. But apparently they were doing a fire drill, like a rural escape practice, because they lived out in the country. So yeah, gather everyone in the family, you know, dog, pig, because it was a pet pig. If it didn't see what it was. And yeah, they'd all bundled into the car and the pig started getting scared and it started stomping around and got him square in the nuts. And over the next few days it started getting very large and very purple. And yeah, eventually he went to see a doctor and he's like, oh, that's not good at all. The pig got a critical hit, yeah, absolutely. It's one of those ones where you make just one of the most undignified noises of your life. Just, ooh! Like he has a memory of being in the boot of a car and people that aren't his parents or anyone he knows talking about him in the front seat. Can't remember anything else about it, but you know, didn't get kidnapped. Went to a school that turned out to be a cult. Takes medicine almost literally like a dog, where he has to put it inside ravioli because he can't swallow pills or anything. Bro is the main character. Oh, he's so weird, but like in humorous ways at least. The time that he found out that his childhood dog had died is he was in the bathroom with his friend. I think he said that he was the one taking a shit while his friend was basically there talking to him. And yeah, then his dad came and it's like, oh, you know, dog's been hit by a car. And he's like, oh, well, let me finish. I do not get this man at all. Then again, you know, and oh no. So anyways, basically, yeah. Another person on the same sort of podcast network has, for his Twitch stream, oh, this looks ominous. He has a text-to-speech bot that for, I think it's like a 500-bit donation or things like that, it will read out a testicle or penis injury from the American Register. Totally not a legendary in that rock. Oh yeah, no, not at all. Like, yeah, it'll just read out someone's medical records, basically. In, like, a legal to distribute way. So there's no, like, identifying information or anything like that. And I think they're also, like, old enough records that it doesn't trigger any liability. I must have come this way before then. Imagine someone in chat just says, oh, that's me. Yeah, God, imagine. But the one that I remember and I love the most, so I guess content warning for penis injuries, you know, if that's something, is a guy was standing in his house on, you know, the second floor, like near the staircase, just overlooking, like, you know, the little balcony down to the other floor, eating an ice cream. And I don't know why the ice cream is relevant. Because as he's just standing there, the floor gives way beneath his feet. Specifically beneath each foot. So one leg goes in one hole, other leg goes in another hole, and he nuts himself on like a support beam. And I don't know why the ice cream is relevant to this medical history. He's just standing there eating an ice cream, and then the floor breaks. Obviously there are far worse ones. Oh yeah, that happened to me. I am so sorry for the loss of your nuts and or ice cream. Like, I believe the term flayed comes out a couple of times. The ice cream was good. Oh, well, that's good to hear. Like, was it a store-bought or like a soft serve? Now, asking the important questions on this stream. I really should get Shupit out of there now that it can't do anything. Store-bought. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you gotta treat yourself sometimes. Though a nice soft serve with like the choc top, that's hard to beat. When that's what you're craving, that's real hard to beat. But getting a Mr. Whippy to stop is a trick these days. Because if you're not a small child, like, they don't care as much. Even though ostensibly people who aren't children have more money. The Ruby UI is so square. Well, I mean, as mentioned, this is the first generation on the Game Boy Advance. So they're graduating from, like, gold, silver, and crystals aesthetics. So I could forgive them for keeping it a little square. The leap from Crystal to Ruby was really big. Yeah, and I mean, even the leap from gold, silver to Crystal still had enough technology jam-packed into it, because they weren't trying to squeeze every little living penny from it. They actually had someone who knew what they were doing to optimize it. Like, I remember hearing Gold and Silver wasn't going to have the Kanto region at all. And then one guy came in and just cleaned up their code a bit. And all of a sudden they had the space. From Platinum to Black and White too, yeah. Like, I still get confused that Black and White isn't on the 3DS because of the, like, the marketing behind it. It's like the moving shot of the player character on the bridge. Black and White to X and Y, but not so much X and Y to Sun and Moon. Yeah, I'd believe that. The entire map of Black and White is 3D. Yes, but not 3DS 3D. What's the anisotropic or something like that? So it's like you get a little bit if you put it in a 3DS and turn the 3D on, but nowhere near as much as, like, I think X and Y is definitely 3D. Like, that's when you get the actual pop out. The best part of Black and White, besides the, you know, the version differences, the best part is the movie studio. They finally added mouths to some Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, which is an improvement from XY, Sun and Moon, and Sword and Shield. Yeah, God, imagine having no mouth but must use Screech. And I don't know if that's too deep of a cut anymore. Pikachu didn't have a mouth before, it was just a mouth sticker. I mean, yeah, but that little rat needs to shut up sometimes. He got a lot more annoying when it started speaking. Like, Eevee as well, kind of, but nowhere near as much. Wait, was that a I have no mouth but I must scream reference? Yes. But that's what I mean, I've got no context for what is, like, a deep cut anymore. Because, like, something I think would be, you know, run-of-the-mill, everyone knows it, it's like no one's ever heard of it. Or vice versa. It's like, oh, this is this really obscure thing. Yeah, no, everyone knows it. I know, look, I'm old, I'm tired. I've seen far too much and done far too little with my life. There's this really obscure game called Minecraft where everything is cubes. Can you imagine? Cubes. But it's like, legitimately, I was brought up as if I was a generation older. So, you know, everyone else was out here watching, I don't know, animated Batman. I was raised on Gilligan's Island and, like, Are You Being Served? Just a very, like, weird... Not even weird, it's just unusual combination of references. Like, again, I'll make a joke that I think is, you know, just universally understood without fully knowing where, like, the context of it. But then it turns out it was, like, from one episode of a Croatian, like, Lifetime drama that 6 people in the world ever saw. You know, just the most random, obscure thing. And then, of course, no one gets it. Happens to me sometimes. Yeah, I mean, it comes for us all. It comes for us all. Thank you for the follow. Now, is there a Pokemon that is worth teaching this to? Brendan has white hair, that is not a hat. I mean, depends on which source material you're looking at, because in the manga, Ruby has black hair with just a big fluffy hat. I don't know what moves Lileep has. I think Lileep's good on moves. Yeah, that's fine for now for a moveset. See, because Schubert could use it, but its hidden power type is Ghost. His hat is merged with the skull at this point. I mean, that I could believe. Like the man in the suit. I'm thinking of Jason from Jason X. Like Friday the 13th. Yeah, not really seeing an obvious contender. Like just peeling the hockey mask of his face. It was an obscure creepypasta reference. I assume that means not Slender Man. Because I don't know, I never got into a lot of the creepypasta stuff. Man going Godzilla suit fused with skin. Yeah. Fair. The closest thing to that I've read is like a guy gets in a costume and like zips it up and it like becomes his skin. But the longer he spends in it, the longer it takes to wear off. And then eventually he just can't find the zipper anymore. Yeah, no, I never got into a lot of the creepypasta stuff. I think that was after my time, basically. Like, I remember reading one for Pokémon, but then it was like, oh, you know, the hyper-realistic blood. Okay, yeah, sure, you know, fine. but then after the point of view character dies, because, you know, spoiler, they all die, the story keeps going. It's like, well, no, that's not how a point of view works. If your point of view is now no longer extant, you don't have a point of view. You don't get to see what keeps happening after the fact. I think it was like a detective or something was investigating a cursed Pokemon cartridge, and then like that ended up killing him. And then the story went on, it's like, oh yeah, you know, the cops come to investigate and find his corpse, and then someone else picks up the game. It's like, well, I don't know. They couldn't choose between first person and omniscient narrator. Yeah, it was in third person. But they couldn't make that decision. And it's like, you could have stopped the story at that point, or introduced a second point of view character to swap between. Yeah, it could have just changed point of view character. Yeah, you could have made those choices, and you cheaped out and took the road between them. And that took me right out of enjoying the story. So I've never really gone into it past that, because now it seems everyone's trying too hard. Like, the Backrooms is a perfectly good example of too much is always possible. You know, it could be just a mysterious, unexplained, you know, hidden rooms and that behind the world. But no, now it's like a gate to hell, and, you know, everything lives there. Yeah, Backrooms at the beginning was good. Yes, exactly. Where it's that, what's the name? Liminal space. And then it turned into SCP 2.0. Yeah. It's like, leave well enough alone, you can leave people wanting more, and it's far more successful as that suspense. The moment you show the monster, it's no longer scary. People project what they want, or what they don't want actually, into fiction. You don't need to do that for them. Because especially in movies, if you are going to show the monster, you will need to make that monster. And you are not going to be able to make it anywhere near as scary as what some people already have in their heads. The original post said, if you hear something, they already heard you, which is much better than giving all the info. Yeah. Because you don't need to know how it heard you, or, you know, how it is approaching you. You just need that dread. But then again, I'm also a fan of the Romero-esque slow zombies. Zombies that can run are less interesting. They're more of a threat, maybe, but they're less interesting. Zombies are more effective when they are methodical and endless. And it's a war of attrition. I don't know. As I said, maybe I've just got weird, off-placed opinions from being too old or out of touch. It amuses me that Out of Touch Thursday or something is a thing on Tumblr. And it's like, well, I mean, I grew up listening to that song. So maybe it's the kids who are out of touch. The slow flood feeling is good. Exactly. It's like, you could easily outrun them. Yeah, cool. They're not going to stop. They are a persistence hunter better than humanity ever will be. Because they don't feel any pain, they're not going to stop unless you take them out. If you're like a leopard running away from a hunter, yeah, you're fast, humans can just keep coming. But if you get a good hit in on the hunter, they might back off. Zombies won't do that. So it's you have to eventually confront them. It's just that existential dread of... because they represent death. There is no escaping death. Literally, it comes for us all. You can try to fight it, you can try to run away, you can try to hide. There's no way out. But suddenly, like, realizing you're in the middle of, like, a marathon running at you, that's more of a startling than a frightening. You know, it's the movie's going for the jump scare rather than the, you know, actual terror. Not enough like, people want things too quickly now. Like, they don't have the attention span to have those slow builds. And look, I mean, I'm probably one of them. I can't sit down and watch, you know, binge watch a TV show type of thing anymore. And half of that is I don't have the time. But, like, I physically can't sit still for too long, because otherwise things start very much hurting. That's why I only stream for 2 hours, because that's about the limit of what I can do sitting down. Other than that, I've got to, like, take proper stretch breaks and, like, stand up for too long, or, you know. But, yeah, people don't have the patience to sit with something and let it build. But then by the same token, you know, you don't get those TV shows that are, like the Sentai series, like Power Rangers, people would know. You don't get the same formulaic build. It's like, it's a 20-minute episode, cool. 5 minutes of it are new content, but the rest of it is the same stuff you've seen before, because that's what people tune in for. They want to see the big monster get big, they want to see all the robots come together, and they want to see the big, like, move. 90% of Pokemon creepypastas are like, I bought a bootleg Pokemon game from Wish, there was already a save, I opened the save and was in Lavender Town, I could not leave. Then Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's appeared, and then he started a battle, and when my Pokemon fainted it said they died. After all my Pokemon were gone, Freddy attacked me, and hyper-realistic blood appeared on the screen, and then I died in real life. Yeah. Exactly. And it's like, obviously, that can be scary to some people. But that's not great. Like, it takes talent to build effective fear. It's part of why the slasher genre got its start, kind of. Like the classics of the genre, it's like they're good at building that sort of tension. And then you get later entries in the series where they go more comical, or you get ones that are just like, oh, you know, that's what people like, let's just do our own version. Like Wishmaster, or, you know, Leprechaun for one. I like Leprechaun, but it's not a good horror movie. It's a funny horror movie. I don't know. 2 deep thoughts for nearly midnight. Predator was good, yeah, but Predator was more of an action movie. To be fair, it had, like, horror elements, but I don't know if I would call it a classic horror. And, I mean, like the classically defined horror rather than, you know, a classic. It's a classic, but I don't think it's a classic horror. Jesse Ventura was about the star of the show for that movie, though. Goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus. Alright. So it's coming up on, what, 4 minutes until midnight. Usually, you know, with the timing of everything, it goes a little bit later. But I do have to get to sleep at some point. So let's get back into town, heal up, and that'll be the stream for today. So hopefully, you know, it wasn't too bad. People enjoyed it. Back in the swing of things now after 2 months off? No, not even that. 3. Jesus. Because 2nd of September, so now the 4th of December. Ugh, that makes me sad. But hopefully, more consistent now. Gonna be trying. Never even got to fight the rival with a fully evolved starter in Gen 3. Yeah, see, they don't try. At least Gary tried to change his team up a bit. I mean, maybe that's because we literally killed his Raticate, but... you know, maybe that's for another day. Saving. But thank you very much for sticking with me for this session. And I'll drop a sneaky save. But yeah, so hopefully tomorrow, same sort of time, we'll get back into it. Gary actually succeeded in becoming champ, he just had major skill issue. Yeah, well, and also attitude. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned after the credits for the raid if you feel so inclined, and have a good day.
And so we come to the end of another day on Sunshine Television. Hope today has been a good one for you, and we hope tomorrow is an even better one. And now this is Ray Marsh on behalf of all of us here at the Granville studios of SEQ Television on channels 8, 1, 5 and 10, wishing you all a very good night.